I really want to do stand-up. Like,
I think you would be
it.
fucking great.
Well, you did do it.
bro, but I was like taking the piss though. But I be like my friends and stuff, they be saying, especially Hersey, like he's real big in the comedy. He be saying like I could do good. But like I really want to put my because I feel like if I started now and just was like, yo guys, I'm going on tour, I could, you know, already do good because I have,
you have a
a
huge fan base.
Sell crazy
but
tickets.
I don't want to do it that way, you know. I feel like I need to at least do like comedy clubs for like 4 or 5 years.
You want to
before-
build the art, build the craft.
Yeah, I want to go to places and not put on my social media, oh, I'm gonna be here. Like I just want to have random people be there.
Yeah, that's
and
smart.
really see like
That's how you'll get
do y'all
funny.
fuck with me?
Yeah, because you'll be funny to the people who don't know you.
Yeah.
And that gets harder and harder the more famous you get because, you know, everybody knows who Chris Rock is.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, like that's how you're really gonna learn how to curate that craft, that art.
And I think-
it's good to have, sorry to cut you, but like
You're good.
it's I think in entertainment it's good to have a craft. It's
Yeah.
good to have an art. It doesn't have to be stand-up. It could be the videos that you're making. But I think what happens to a lot of people is if they don't have an art, fame is their desire. And then once they get famous,
You start kissing your twin. And then it starts getting a little weird.
Talking about the Island Boys.
yeah, like I just think fame is kind of fruitless, and you don't realize that until you're famous, and you're still kind of like miserable. Like they thought fame was going to cure all their issues or their problems or give them happiness, and then it doesn't. And then after that, they just go, okay, I just need to make as much money as possible. So they just start trying to gravitate towards the thing that makes them money. Whereas if you have like an art or a craft that you really love, you're always trying to push that craft and get better at that art. So if it's stand-up, that's awesome. Or if it's continue to curate the content that you do, that's awesome. But yeah, I would say that people who are just chasing fame tend to be pretty miserable.
No, definitely.
Did you watch stand-up growing up?
I'm not gonna lie, like Kevin Hart, like I really didn't know about people.
Great. Kevin's so funny.
No, yeah, I love Kevin Hart. But like, just recently, like, cause I used to not like Dave Chappelle. Like I was like, I don't get it. But then like, I really started watching. It's like I see like, it's like a line. Like you see where it's going. Like whenever I watch a video, it's like I can see what regular viewers can't see. It's like, oh, I see what they're doing there. I see where they're taking this. And then it's like now, like I can't see it fully like you guys can. But like I'm starting to see how like the setup way before and the transitions and just like the smoothness of everything. And so it's just like really watching him and like I think probably my favorite right now is like Cat Williams.
Cat is incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm just like really just like trying to like take notes and just see like that who
You
am
gotta
I
watch
gonna
Patrice
be?
O'Neal.
Oh, that's Hersey's favorite.
Patrice is the GOAT. That's the GOAT.
Yeah.
That's the greatest of all time.
It's crazy because like then he was like the guy who like really took a stand for comedy when like it was about to like, because I think someone made like a rape joke or something.
He was on like Fox News.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he just defended the art of the joke. And he's like, you have to let us try.
Yeah.
You have to let us try to be funny. It doesn't matter how fucked up it is. And in the beginning, it might not work. But we have the right to try.
Yeah.
Because eventually when we keep trying, it's like a sword. You're just gonna keep on banging away at it and then it's gonna get sharp.
You don't have to laugh at it, but don't.
But you
throw
can't take away our right to try. And but yeah, he was just a brilliant fucking dude. I mean, he's got like, there's Elephant in the Room. I think is probably on Netflix, isn't it? Maybe.
No, it's on Instagram.
It's
on YouTube.
On YouTube, Elephant in the Room is on YouTube. But then he's got a bunch of like audio things
There's
that are
an
great
album
too.
he came out with right before he passed away called Mr. P. That's like
He's just he's
fucking
prolific.
unbelievable.
He's just
Yeah.
prolific.
If you did comedy, would you try to keep it clean or talk about all the girls you fucking?
Definitely all the girls I'm fucking. You get the inside scoop on my comedy show.
You know why I think you'd be a really good stand-up is the more stuff of yours I watch, listen to you beyond the pranks even. You're a deep kid. You're 22. It's really fucking impressive how mature you are, how deeply you think about things.
Appreciate
And
you.
I think that combined with funny, that is the fundamental things you need to be a great stand-up. So I think if you really went after it, and like Andrew said, you got to be. It's good you wouldn't announce your shows because if you start chasing the bag, you might feel pressure to.
It's going to take a few years
in a different way.
It's going to take a few years to even get to the point where you can get on there, and it's like. It shouldn't be something you're doing for money in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because that's going to pressure you. And you're like, oh, fuck, I need to just get this 30 minutes because if I have 30 minutes, then I can get $40,000 for that gig. It should be, I'm going to take as much time as I need to get 15 minutes or 5 minutes or 3 minutes, whatever it is. Just take the fucking time. If it's something you really want to do.
Yeah,
Matter of fact,
definitely.
try it. You might hate that shit.
Yeah, you'll know.
It's painful, bro.
That's another thing.
Bro,
If you're
that
not
shit
chasing
looks
the bag, you'll
scary.
know if you hate
How
it.
do you think it's scary? That's
Bro, he's done stand-up. That's the crazy thing. He's gone on stage and done jokes, and then he's like, man, stand-up would be crazy. It's like, you've dealt with that pressure before, you know what I mean?
Not really, because the video was I went up there like telling horrible jokes.
So
Like,
the goal was to be bad.
yeah. Like,
So bombing didn't feel bad. It felt like he succeeded.
Right.
yeah. For me, it was a W. And like the crazy thing about it was people in the comments were like, "Damn, you were low-key funnier than the guys before you." And it's like, I applaud the people that went up there and tried though, because it's just like I really just saw like, oh man, I'm not gonna lie, it was this one joke. Brody was like, "Yeah, I was shopping for watermelons and I was stealing them." He's like, "But it's hard to steal in rollerblades." They're like, "Hey, stop! You can't get those." And he just goes, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And then like it was just so quiet. And I'm not like, I was laughing, but I was laughing because of how quiet it was. That's why it was funny. But I was just like, damn, like, if I was thinking about it, I was like, if I do try this, like, I'm gonna have shit like that happen where niggas are like, I'm gonna say a joke and someone's just gonna, it's like, hit me with one of those. Like,
Yeah, you have to embrace that it will happen.
Yeah.
No matter what, no matter how long you've been doing it, you'll still catch slow ones.
yeah.
Just part of it.
We were talking about this at during the green room during the shows this weekend. There was like a generational rift in like what we find funny or how comedy is projected into the world. Okay, I'm 39, right? So when I'm growing up, people on TV that were funny were trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey was trying to be funny. Everybody was trying to be funny. And I think it was Derek who said this, or maybe it was you that said it. And an interesting observation. He's like, yeah, I think The Office changed that. I go, what do you mean?
Oh, I fucking love The Office.
Exactly. And what is the difference with The Office, right? The difference with The Office, like in Seinfeld, Kramer is trying to walk in the room funny.
Yeah.
He's walking in the room, he's trying to be crazy.
Laugh
like
track.
And there's a laugh track. It's going, hey, you need a laugh now. And then The Office comes out, and that motherfucker, Michael Scott, is not trying to be funny.
No.
He is just that weird, kind of almost cringe guy. The things he's
Yeah.
saying are cringy. And then the generation that watches that show and subsequent shows finds cringe stuff really funny because that's what curated their sense of humor. It's funny when someone is not trying to be funny and they do something so awkward, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
And a lot of your pranks are the people think you're dead serious. So we're laughing at those people reacting to you being cringe in that moment.
Yeah, a lot of people, they say, like, they'll be like, man, this was a hard watch. Good job, JiDion. Like,
Great job. That's what people like. And it's a generational rift. And it might have been The Office. There are other things that are obviously inspired by The Office, other films. But I didn't even realize it till we were having that discussion in the green room, like how our generation, Jamie Foxx was trying to be funny in the Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah.
So funny.
Every time he came on screen, and he was succeeded at it, he was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And I wonder how that affects how you guys will do stand-up. Because stand-up isn't trying to not be funny. You could make fun of stand-up, and those are like the alternative guys. Sometimes they have some success. But stand-up needs to be so mainstream for them to succeed. The entire population needs to know what stand-up is for somebody to be making fun of it.
Yeah.
Usually comedy's pretty fringe, so to make fun of it, you're just drafting off of the people who know what it is. Does that make sense?
A little bit, yeah.
So like for example, let's say somebody was like making fun of streamers. First, streamers needs to be mainstream in order for us to get the jokes of making fun of a streamer.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
But if streaming is fringe, which now it's very popular, but if it's fringe, how many people can even get the joke of you making fun
So
of it
everybody got to be in on it to get it when you make fun of it.
when you're making fun of it?
Okay, yeah.
But it's interesting, The Office. So you came up on that. That's
Oh, bro, I probably watched The Office like 15 times over.
Bro.
It's I think it's one of the, because it doesn't try. You know, it's no laugh track.
Exactly what he
It's the zoom ins, the awkwardness. And I guess I low-key try to do that with the videos. It's just like, oh, it's awkward. Like, you know, it's not, I'm not necessarily trying to be funny. It's just like, how can we make this situation just like,
so uncomfortable.
just awkward?
Yeah.
And then it's just like, it's just fun like that because that's what's funny to me.
Yeah.
That's my type of sense of humor.
I'm not as good at that. I remember Bridesmaids is so built on just being awkward. there's moments where I'm like, yo, I can't do this. Like, it just changed the channel. Like, I don't know if you've seen that, but there's a moment where they're like trying to one-up each other. These two bridesmaids are trying to like one-up each other in their wedding speeches for the bride, and it just keeps getting more and more awkward and more embarrassing for them. And I'm watching, I'm like, bro, I can't make it through this. I fucking can't handle it.
Yeah.
The Office, there's moments where I'm like, yo, I can't watch this episode. It's too awkward.
Scott's tots.
Scott's tots is too awkward.
That shit was hilarious.
All time.
This episode, you haven't seen The Office. Michael Scott promises all these kids when they're like 5 years old, if you go to college, I'll pay for it. If you graduate high school, I'll pay for your college. They all graduate, throw him this huge thing, and then he has to tell them, I'm not paying for your college. I'm not. I just can't. So that's the whole episode. There is no heartwarming moment. That's the episode. I can't do it. I skipped that episode. I can't do it.
He was like, I thought I was going to be like a multi-millionaire by the time I was 35. I thought I was going to do it. And then he gave them all computer batteries because that's what he could afford. He was like, you guys all have chargers for your battery.
I didn't even remember that because I can't watch the episode
And they made him a theme song when he first came in. Like, they were happy to see him. Yeah. There's so many different examples of that. I wish I could find some more shows like The Office.
You ever watch Nathan For You?
Nathan For You is fucking great, dude.
Nathan. He reminds me of, you know, Nico Amalana.
Oh, yeah. Is that the British dude?
I thought you were setting him up, bro. And I thought you almost had him.
Oh, no.
I thought you almost had him, and I was about to celebrate, bro. Woo! With a do-rag on?
That's about to be the episode of The Office. I was about to stare at the camera. I was going to zoom in.
And we leave it in. And we leave it in the episode.
Yeah, that would be funny. But yeah, like Nico makes videos like that where it's just like over the top and like I love, but I just can't do that stuff because it's like whenever I like think too much about it, it never comes out good for me. So it's just kind of like we just run and gun it.
You need it to be raw.
Yeah. Like we pulled up to Gatorade HQ.
Okay.
And we had Prime, and we have these fake Gatorade bottles, and we put Prime in it, and I bullshitted my way all the way to the top of the Pepsi HQ, and I had like Gatorade employees try it. One of it was called IMAP Use, so whenever they said it, it sounds like they said I'm a pussy, and like it was like Ice Spice and Walk and all this.
That's funny.
And it was just like it was no big elaborate plan of like, oh, we're gonna do this. It was just, yo, we're just gonna talk to someone, just talk.
Let's see how far we can get.
Yeah. And that's just how I am. Like I feel like that's just the best for me.